But it's just, I just feel like it gets, especially outside in the cold of the winter, gets lost.
For a long period of time.
Yes, yes.
We did Singing for Our Lives, we did Song of Life, we did.
You all can ignore me at the moment. I'm just up here checking sound. You don't need to paint. We're good. I'm going to keep on checking sound for a little bit. Okay. And we're doing the same thing over again. And I'm gonna pretend like I'm singing and competent to do your dead. It's not really. If I stand like this, or do you want me to go like this? Right like this? Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, but I can't hear you at all. Yeah, I don't want to mess up his. Yeah. Okay, so if I'm going to keep talking for a little bit, we're good? All right.
Our gathering song for the month of March is hymn number 1001, Breaths. Please rise in body or in spirit.
Listen more often to things
Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Zash.
Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Society. We're grateful to gather this morning for a time of inspiration, reflection, and connection. Whether you join us today with joy in your heart, weighted with burdens, searching for meaningful connections, or some combination of all of those, we are glad that you are here. I'm Reverend Diana Smith. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a somewhat tall white woman in my mid-40s with short, curly, white and brown hair, standing in UUS's pulpit, wearing my Pride Progress stole in the front of our sanctuary. This room and the adjoining Religious Education Commons are filling with people of all ages. Come on in, y'all. We'd love to see you in here. And I would especially like to welcome our special guest this morning, the Quire of Eastern Iowa. We are so glad that you are here joining us for Trans Day of Visibility and gifting us your music. Thank you. Through the window walls of our sanctuary, we're connecting with the natural world around us, where, if you look, you can notice the crocuses and the daffodils starting to emerge and little leaf buds beginning to open. As we gather, we give thanks for this land and all who've cared for it over the centuries, particularly the Kickapoo, the Iowa, the Sauk, and the Meskwaki, and the Oceti-Sakowin nations. As people of many ages, genders, races, sexual orientations, classes, abilities, and health statuses, we know how important it is to come together and work together to create a radically welcoming spiritual community. As Unitarian Universalists, our faith expresses our core value of love through how we agree to be together and to support each other. We're guided by the shared principles, sources, and values of our living religious tradition. This morning, as we mark Trans Day of Visibility and celebrate the beauty and wonder of gender and sexuality, we'll celebrate and explore our value of collective transformation. And if doing something with your hands helps you, we invite you to visit the soul work table outside the sanctuary doors to pick up something to work with. And if you're newer to our congregation, we invite you to learn more about us after the service by talking with a greeter or by filling out our visitor form in the YouTube show notes so that we can connect with you. And now our call to worship this morning comes from the Black Trans Prayer Book. It's First Morning by Scarlett DiGiacomo, who writes, I am every in-between. I am the river where the caddisfly wait collecting leaf litter, the glacial silt, ancient skin off, the mountains back, the color of the heron's wings, hiding my nature. Beneath makeshift shell, seasons and seasons and seasons pass. I remain the same until I am the well, deep down beneath, in a belly of solid ground. I am the bog, where bodies never change, where water, wood, and peat remain. Dew over everything rises into eddies of fog, and the dust from the fire's coal joins the clouds. We know the air is at the same time water and earth, and I know I'm everything God made before dividing two. I am already one.
Good morning. My name is Art Baraka. I'm a worship associate. I'm a white man in his 60s, on the verge of turning 67, wearing, I use he, him pronouns, wearing a navy blue blazer and a blue and green plaid shirt. As Unitarian Universalists, we light a flame within a chalice as a symbol of sanctuary, safety, and hope to unite us in our worship and to remind us of our ongoing search for the light of truth. Please join me in saying our chalice lighting words as Matthias lights our chalice. Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in the community to celebrate the wonder and mystery of this great gift. So let us now kindle the flame of our liberal religious heritage and renew our covenant of mutual love and care. Love is our doctrine, the quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to serve those in need. This we promise, this we covenant with life and one another. We also light a candle for justice and healing as a reminder of our interdependence with Earth and with all members of the global community, especially the most vulnerable. We light this candle so that we may not be numbed to injustice and trauma, but rather find strength, courage, and love as we work in solidarity with others for liberation, justice, and healing. Together, we create resilience and hope. Today, as we light this candle, we're particularly mindful of the gender-transcendent citizens of our society, who, while asserting their rights and making themselves visible, find themselves subject to opposition, oppression, and erasure. May they establish their rightful place in society with our support and love. As I light this candle, let's hold a time of silence to listen to our hearts and bodies, or perhaps to lift up prayers.
I'm not you. Oh. Cool, thanks. I'm not used to being on the other side, and it threw everyone off today. My name is Nick Kaplan. My pronouns are they, them. I am the non-binary director of Lifespan Religious Education here at UUS. Today, I have some help for our Time for All Ages. Judy, could you come in here? So I'm, as I said, Nick Kaplan, my pronouns are they, them. I'm here in my choir hoodie, but with my UU Protect Trans Kids shirt, singular. And this is Judy. Judy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Judy. I use they, she, he pronouns. And I'm going to read Neither by Airly Anderson.
I completely forgot. Choir, if you would like to be able to see the pictures from our book today, feel free to relocate yourselves for the next, about 10-15 minutes if you would like. Otherwise, you can check out the book after. Sorry, here's the mic back. hands in from out there so that they can see the pictures. And our friends in the RE Commons, if you would like to be able to see the pictures from our book, please feel free to come in and grab a cushion or a chair so that you can see the awesome pictures. You all will be able to see the pictures on the screen, but you're welcome to come forward to the cushions if you want to.
Neither, by Airlie Anderson. Once upon a time, there were two kinds, this and that. These and those. One or the other, until honk.
What kind are you?
I'm both.
You can't be both. You must be neither.
I'm neither? Neither tried to play this game.
You can't play with us. You're not rabbity enough.
Neither tried to play that game.
You can't play with us. You're not birdie enough. Why don't you go find somewhere else? You're not one of us. You're neither. Neither. Where did you come from?
Honk. I'm from the land of this and that, but I'm neither. So I'm looking for somewhere else to fit in.
This isn't somewhere else, but you will fit in here.
Where is here? So many different kinds.
The land of all. Come play with us.
But I'm different from everyone here. I'm neither red, nor orange, nor yellow, nor blue.
Exactly. Excuse us. We're from the land of this and that, but we don't fit in at home. We're looking for somewhere else.
But you said I was neither. You said I should go somewhere else. Well, this isn't somewhere else. This is the land of all, and everyone fits in here. Once upon a time, there were many kinds. This and that, somewhat and whatnot, neither or either, very, sort of, just, rather, a little, neither and both.
Oh, my word.
And all were welcome.
I'm too short. There we go. Each week, when they head to classes, which they know that happens now, our children light a lantern as a symbol of the love and hope that goes with them as they explore our faith. Children, youth, and teachers, please come forward as Chrissy lights our lantern with Leah's help. And we will all join in singing, "Be Open," as the children, youth, and teachers head to religious education. For those of you out there, the words will be on your screen. Y'all are fine. It'll be okay.
Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Be open for something wonderful to happen.
It's very strange for me to not be walking off with our friends to class. Have fun! They're finishing up our Art Explorers program. I just introduced myself a moment ago, so I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right on in. Last semester, my first ever semester performing with the Quire of Eastern Iowa, thanks for being here, friends, I heard a name that I couldn't remember hearing before. We were told that in the spring semester, we would be performing a dramatic cantata about Polly Murray. It was strange to me that I hadn't heard the name. As the child of a telecommunications law professor and having a strong personal interest in civil rights history and laws myself, I was familiar with many cases and incidents throughout US history, but Polly Murray wasn't a name I remembered reading or hearing. In January, when we began exploring the music from Sincerely Yours, Polly Murray, I was overcome with thoughts and feelings about Polly, their life, and this seemingly forgotten or glossed over piece of our history. Polly had many impressive achievements and experiences surrounding their careers as a poet, lawyer, civil rights activist, and Episcopal priest. But one of the things that struck me the most about Polly's story is the support of their Aunt Pauline. Polly Murray was born in Baltimore in the year 1910. The grandchild of a black slave and the man who enslaved her, Polly was isolated from the white members of their family for being black and from the black members of their family for being too white. This in-betweenness would continue for Polly throughout their life, and in adulthood, Polly wrote, "I will resist every attempt to categorize me, to place me in some caste, or to assign me to some segregated pigeonhole. No law which imprisons my body or custom which wounds my spirit can stop me." What an inspiration. I will resist every attempt to categorize me. At a young age, Polly's mother died, and their father was institutionalized due to side effects from typhoid fever. Polly went to live with their Aunt Pauline. In the cantata that the choir will perform on May 30th at the Coralville Center for the Performing Arts, shameless plug, we get to sing a song from Aunt Pauline's perspective. Aunt Pauline understood Polly's in-betweenness in a way that many people today still struggle to understand. Aunt Pauline referred to Polly as her boy girl. This girl, this boy has entered my life. This boy girl, my child divine. Will you grow to be who you're destined to be? Will they let you shine? 100 years ago, Aunt Pauline was showing up in Polly's life the way every trans person deserves for allies to be showing up today. Aunt Pauline didn't understand exactly how Polly felt, and she didn't have to fully comprehend Polly's experience to show love, respect, and support for her nibbling. Polly, in the world Polly lived in, didn't fully understand. They didn't even have a word like nibbling. But that's beside the point. You don't need examples from 100 years ago to find good role models for allyship like Aunt Pauline, or role models of queerness or in-betweenness or transness like Polly. Good role models are all around us right now. 2 years ago, at the UUA's virtual General Assembly, during which there was a charged discussion over whether to adopt a proposed business resolution stating that embracing gender, non-binary, intersex, and gender-diverse people is a fundamental expression of Unitarian Universalist religious values. The Reverend Jacaren Olaoya used her time to present an outpouring of love. To my trans, non-binary, intersex, and gender-diverse beloveds, lean in. Lean in. I love you. I love you. I love you. Please do not leave this space without feeling my love and the love of others who see you as divine. I love you. You are divine. I love you. You are holy. I love you. You know who you are. I love you. You are worthy of being whoever you need to be to survive and thrive in this world. I love you, and I will say it for 50 seconds if I need to. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Do not leave this space without knowing that you are loved. If you are ever in doubt, call me, email me, text me, because what we will not do in this space is let you go another moment believing anything other than the fact that you are loved deeply just as you are. I love you. I love you. I love you. A little over a year ago, after the slew of harmful, hateful words and executive orders attacking trans and non-binary people, the Transforming Hearts Collective put out a short course to help allies and trans individuals alike. This self-paced series of videos and questions, which many UUS members and friends participated in over the course of April, May, and June, helped us center love and disrupt the harmful discourse that continues at state and federal levels. A year ago, when the state of Iowa decided to deny the beauty and diversity present in trans and non-binary Iowans like me, you all continued to support me and other trans Iowans with love and letters to our local government officials. Letters that are still needed. Pauli Murray called this method confrontation by typewriter. And while I'm quite certain that most, if not all of you, are not using a typewriter to send messages of love and support for trans individuals to those politicians, the energy that allies need to be using in their confrontation is the same. In October, Glitter Blessed, Already Whole, Already Holy, a book we used in the planning of today's service, had more than 4 times the amount of support needed to be fully funded as a project. A book full of blessings for queer and trans lives that has readings like, "You are queer enough." Blessing when applying testosterone gel for gender-affirming care. And a blessing for coming out in middle age. A book that states things like, listen, the closet isn't always a cage. Sometimes it's a cocoon, a laboratory, a place where truth ferments in its own sweet time. And our tombstones aren't endings, they're coordinates. Direction to the army of beautiful dead who love you before you had a name for it. So live like every breath is both morning and morning. Dance on our graves we're underneath, pushing up the flowers, making the bass drop harder, turning decomposition into composition. Whether you're an ally, taking Aunt Pauline's lead of seeing us trans people as beautiful and divine in our in-betweenness, while you support us with confrontation by typewriter to combat anti-trans legislation and propaganda, or you are a trans or non-binary person who has or is finding the courage to be who you are, while, like Polly, becoming increasingly critical of boundaries. Find your way to celebrate Trans Day of Visibility this week. Write your representatives. Use people's correct pronouns. Sing out for your life. Because just like Fierce Together states at the back of the Glitter Blessed book, when the world tells us that we're too much, too loud, too visible, we lean into each other and say, actually, we're exactly enough.
This reading is a remembering for when you feel the absence of queer elders by Reverend Sean Neil Barron. Dear child, we know what you're looking for, the gray-haired dykes who should be teaching you how to change your oil and break a heart gently, the trans elders who could tell you which battles are worth the blood and which ones are just theater for straight people's comfort, the gay men who should be at Sunday brunch, explaining how to throw shade without catching a charge, how to cruise for connection in a world built on isolation. When you search for us, you're doing archaeology on a grief that predates your birth, standing in rooms that should be 3 generations deep, waiting for wisdom from people who got deleted from the timeline, erased like typos, like they were a mistake. That ache for us, slippery thing, not just loneliness, a bone-deep knowing that something was stolen before you ever got to hold it. A wound that queers time itself. You're grieving backwards and inheriting forwards, living in the slipstream between what was taken and what you're taking back. But listen up, hun. We're not gone. Not in the way empires like to disappear undesirables. We are the shiver of recognition when you cruise, that electric moment across a crowded bar, that swipe right certainty at 2 a.m., that knowing glance of inevitable failure of every border built to keep us apart. We are the joy in your magnificent failures. Every time you torch a career that demands your silence, every relationship that chose truth over tolerance, every bridge you burned because the other side wanted you dead anyway. We are the pulse in your transgression, the filthy words you know as prayer, the truths you find in the dark, the language you forge that's too feral, too alive to ever be pinned down. We are the fire in your refusal to be understood on their terms, the wild beating heart of your spectacular inability to just behave. And don't forget, and some of us still here, plainly, stubbornly alive, tired as heck and fierce as tomorrow, doing our best with bodies that carry too much memory. Find us, learn from us. Let us be human, not monuments. We're messy and contradictory and sometimes dead wrong. That's queer too. Permission to mess up and still be worthy. Grace to fail at grace itself. Our absence is the wound. Your presence is the stitching. Your life is our afterlife. Your joy is our haunting in reverse. Our tombstones aren't endings, they're coordinates. Direction to the army of the beautiful dead who loved you before you had a name for it. So like every breath is both morning, O-U-R-N, and morning, O-R-N, dance on our graves. We're underneath, pushing up the flowers, making the bass drop harder, turning decomposition into composition. Sincerely, queerly and only slightly indecently, the ones who came before and refused to leave.
My name is Madison Colquitt. My pronouns are she, her. I am your ministerial intern for this congregational year. And this morning I'm wearing a blue turtleneck and a pink sweater. Our invitation to ritual, our spiritual transistors companion us, is from Ada Vargas. Will you please take a deep breath with me? And exhale. Ada Vargas writes, being known by those who have come before us can be a source of grounding as we traverse the living realm. I have always found tender connection with my ancestors via opening up a window to connect in the form of an altar and intentional time. And Ada invites us to do this with our transistors, with the transistors we wish to connect with and share sacred space with. The invitation to ritual. Please choose a space to set up a small altar. You can do this in as little as 20 minutes, but Ada recommends giving yourself time to linger. Bring your items, foods, etc., and arrange them in a way that brings you calm. Light your candle and sit by your altar. Invite your transistors or ancestors you'd like to know better to share this space for conversation. Share about yourself and what's going on in your life. Share this with your ancestors. Linger for as long as you'd like and leave your altar up as little or as long as you'd like.
Our Unitarian Universalism calls each of us to engage in a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, where we hold ourselves accountable to each other and our values through the spiritual discipline of love. This fundamental disposition calls each of us into deeper and evolving understandings of our own sexuality, as well as to understanding the range of sexualities, how it has been and currently is allowed to exist in the world, and what we can do to create more justice and equity around things that are part of sexuality. Unitarian Universalism calls us to learn from one another, and from that, to continue to grow. Not just in our ability to embrace differences with love, curiosity, and respect, but also in our ability to understand ourselves and express who we understand ourselves to be as we continue to change. One of the ways that we, as UUs, engage in this exploration, in this crucial development, is through our comprehensive lifespan sexuality education program called Our Whole Lives, or OWL. Most of us are familiar with OWL, at least at a very basic level, probably through the OWL classes that we offer to our children and youth. But there are OWL curricula for adults, too. That's because honest, accurate information about sexuality changes lives. To quote OWL program materials, it dismantles stereotypes and assumptions, builds self-acceptance and self-esteem, fosters healthy relationships, improves decision-making, and has the potential to save lives. So, this Trans Day of Visibility, I want to tell you a bit about the circles of sexuality, which form the basis of the Our Whole Lives program. Sexuality involves nearly every aspect of our being, including our values, feelings, and experiences. It's influenced by who we are as individuals, but also by our families, cultures, spirituality, laws, professions, institutions, science, and politics. We talk about 5 circles that you see on your screen that make up our sexuality. One of them is sexual health and reproduction. That's the circle of sexuality that many of us learned about in our sex ed classes in school, if we got to have those. This circle focuses on attitudes and behaviors related to the sexual and reproductive systems. That includes anatomy and physiology, as well as health, hygiene, and the consequences of sexual behaviors. Sexual identity, another circle, is about how we perceive ourselves as sexual beings. It includes biological sex, which is related closely to anatomy and physiology, as well as to our genetics, which may or may not be fully reflected in anatomy and physiology. It also includes gender identity, which is about our inner understanding of ourselves as man, woman, a blend of both, or neither. Gender expression, which is about how we outwardly present our gender through things such as behavior, clothing, and hair. Gender roles are about the degree to which we meet society's expectations for what men and women do and how they behave. And sexual orientation is about our emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction to other people. It's independent of gender identity. And I should say each of these aspects of sexual identity are independent of each other. A third circle of sexuality is sexualization, which involves the use of sexuality to influence or control others. There are parts of this that are really good and positive and life-giving, and there are parts of this that are more about power and control. Sexualization includes everything from flirting to messages that we receive from the media to sexual assault. Sensuality involves our awareness, acceptance, and enjoyment of our own and others' bodies. It includes skin hunger, the sexual response cycle, and body image. And the fifth circle of sexuality, intimacy, is the experience of mutual closeness with another person. It includes caring, vulnerability, sharing, trust, and reciprocity. Together, these 5 circles make up each person's sexuality. In our larger culture, we sometimes focus on some of the circles more than others, but they're all connected, and they're all part of each of us. Our understanding of our sexuality changes over time, just as our sexuality changes. Some of this is driven by our bodies as we age. I know y'all know about that, right? Some of it is affected by how society changes. We also know about that. Goodness gracious, things are different now than from when I was a teenager. And some of our changing sexuality is about how we deepen and change in our understanding of ourselves. And isn't that part of our spiritual journey? As these beautiful art pieces that are about to show back up say, our context shapes our needs, our understanding of our needs, and how we can and do express those needs. Our needs and how we express them change, and that's okay. What's more, as we learn new things about ourselves and others, and as we learn new words and ideas, we can find a way to new worlds inside ourselves and new communities outside ourselves. There's so much power in each phase of our becoming, both for each of us as individuals and for our communities. And this is part of why comprehensive sexuality education is so important and why congregations like ours invest so much in it. It's not just important for our kids, it's important for adults. And it's not just important for people who are part of the LGBTQIA+ community, it's important for everyone. Because there's always more for us to learn about our sexuality. When we support everyone to be visible and valued for who they are, when we support open conversations, we expand our ability to understand ourselves, to transform and grow spiritually and ethically, and to be a fully part of a changing world. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages, and it is to us today. So may it be.
This is a blessing for the ones still figuring it out, by Reverend Sean Neil Barron. Listen, the closet isn't always a cage. Sometimes it's a cocoon, a laboratory, a place where truth ferments in its own sweet time. The world will tell you to hurry up, pick a lane, choose a label, as if your heart were Amazon Prime and truth arrives with free shipping. Pay them no mind. Your timeline belongs to you, not to Pride Month deadlines, not to coming out day countdowns, not to well-meaning friends who think visibility is the only kind of courage. Some of us are archaeologists of our own hearts, brushing dirt from buried truths with the gentleness of someone who knows that broken things can still be priceless. You are already perfect in your uncertainty, already whole in your hiddenness, already claimed by a love so fierce it doesn't need a spotlight to burn bright. The queer ancestors whisper, we survived the silence so you could set your own volume. Take your time. Remember, it's all beauty.
This is an invitation to ritual. You are a mystery, you are a miracle, you are magic, by Nova George, art by Art Twink. Nova George writes, my gender journey was full of feelings of isolation, but I found solace in communicating with nature, specifically plants. They helped me remember that the mystery, miracle, magic of transformation is reflected in our plant allies too, with every change of the season. Find a plant to look at, probably outside our windows. Give the plant your deep-breathed attention. Offer a greeting. Take a breath. Notice any changes in what you can sense as you sit with the plant. As you listen to the choir, consider the ways you are reflections of one another, each of you beloved, growing things. When you feel ready, whisper, think, or otherwise express the incantation. We are mystery, we are miracle, we are magic. Share 3 deep, intentional breaths with your plant friend as gratitude.
Our congregation is made up of many people and of many communities, and we gather in many ways to learn, sing, laugh, share meals, try new things, and help repair our world. And together we create a community that nurtures us as we seek to live love more fiercely and fully into this world. And this morning, Robin is here to share about how connecting with UUS through Plus and the Plus community has impacted them. Robin.
Hello. I'm Robin Easley. I'm a short, white, gender-fluid trans-mass person with mostly white buzzed hair under my yellow hat. I've got some pride pins on there along with the trans ribbon that I got from last night's potluck that Plus and Rowdy hosted together. It was, I think, a success. It was pretty good. They, them pronouns are correct most of the time for me, so those are the ones I use. You may have also heard or seen that I go by Rob or Robbie All of these are great. I've been given an honor to speak about the Plus community, a space for the LGBTQIA2S+ individuals here at UUS. This lovingly deemed alphabet mafia soup stands for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, two-spirit, and more. Since the community is expansive and the language is forever evolving to describe what we know in ourselves to be true, I knew that I wanted to join this community as a bisexual person, which I had discovered in childhood and finally found the name for in high school. At 30 years old, so recent-ish, I started to come to the understanding of my gender identity, which I most frequently label as gender fluid and non-binary, depending on the vibe of the day. Gender fluidity is also an identity under the transgender identity umbrella. That is other identities where the gender binary fails. Nature contains multitudes, and that doesn't stop with the human species. And of course, I brought my token cis straight husband, since he's also my emotional support human. Hi, Benjamin. It felt great to know that I wasn't alone, regardless of the identity even my first meetup. I already felt that upon joining UUS this past October, the most welcoming place I've been in more than a decade. The previous one being my co-ed professional chemistry fraternity, Alpha Chi Sigma, in college. That was the first time I was referred to as a brother, which clicked something in me. Yeah, I am a brother, which is a revelation for someone assigned sister at birth. Being accepted regardless of how you are perceived takes the stress of the unknown out of the equation. I feel lighter just knowing that the emotional support of the people I'm interacting with in these spaces. While I may not get into the nitty-gritty of my identity with everyone I meet here, nor do I expect the full understanding, I do know I'll be accepted either way, which gives me freedom to celebrate life, wisdom, and community. I'm also delighted to share that Plus will be hosting another game night and meetup here at UUS in the Hickory and Oak Rooms this Friday, April 3rd, from 5:30 to 7:30, where all of those who attend are welcome to bring a snack to share, a game to share, or just themselves. Friends are also cool. Come as you are, and I'm excited to see you all there.
An invitation to ritual. May we offer what we have, and may it be enough, by Reverend Anna Bladel and M. Jade Kaiser. Reverend Anna Bladel and M. J. Kaiser write, "Dominant systems can leave us feeling at once like we have nothing to offer, and like what we can offer will never be enough. Finding sustainable rhythms of giving and receiving can become an antidote to feeling powerless, helpless, selfish, or martyrish." Number one, consider the countless small actions and offerings of others that enable your life, bring you joy, leave you feeling seen, heard, and valued. What is one small example of an offering someone made specifically to benefit you? The significance could be as small as correcting another's misgendering of you, or as large as funding something you couldn't otherwise access. Express your gratitude silently. Think about one thing you have to offer to others. Your offering could be to your mutual aid group, among friends or neighbors, to a movement of liberation, or to the earth. Your offering may be a tangible resource, a skill or practice, a personality trait, a story, something you create. Write down your offering. whisper or silently give a blessing over it, and that may be enough. Tuck it somewhere sacred to you, in the dirt enfolding a plant, between pages of a book, or an altar. Repeat monthly.
How we give and what we do with our lives is a reflection of our values. As we discern how abundance flows in different parts of our lives and communities, every week this congregation donates generously to organizations in the community whose work aligns with our values and principles. Cash and non-pledge offerings are shared between our community partner agencies and UUS, with 75% going to support our partners. Our community partner agencies for the fifth Sunday of March offering are Interfaith Coalition on Immigration and Monarcha, Minnesota. These agencies were chosen for their material, emotional, and hands-on support to those traumatized by the presence of ICE. Last Sunday, Sally Hartman shared a story of a woman she met in Minneapolis named Juana. Juana, a mother of 3, was driving in Minneapolis last December when she was stopped by ICE. They smashed her window, dragged her out of her car, arrested and detained her. Her children were taken in by a family who hired a lawyer and came up with $7,000 for bond. When released on bond, Juana stayed with this family. Not every immigrant facing such trauma is lucky enough to have such dedicated support from a UU family. That is why these two agencies need our support. Although Sally introduced us to these two organizations last week, we will give and receive our weekly offering for these two organizations today, the 5th Sunday. If you're writing a check, please specify your intent by writing either pledge or offering in the memo line. You may also give online or via text by following the instructions on the screen or by clicking the donate button on our website. Your offerings are a sign of your commitment to this congregation, which is completely supported by the generosity of all who join with us. As we give and receive the offering, may we be transformed by our giving, and may the world be transformed by our gifts.
Down.
our interconnection and live into love and justice. After the service, we gather in the fellowship hall and outside for conversation and community. If you're a newcomer, we hope you'll grab a snack and then sit at any table so folks can join you for some conversation. After today's service, you can also join us at 11:30 for a Pathways to Membership orientation in the Maple Room or the UUS Singers Rehearsal here in the sanctuary.
Dear ones, it has been a deeply meaningful experience to be your minister for the past 6 years. This congregation is a remarkable and beautiful place. We have truly made it a beacon and a sanctuary. Together, we've created rich worship, religious education, mind and spirit and music programming for all ages. We've cared for each other with words and deeds and have developed powerful justice ministries that are part of growing community partnerships. During our time together, we've strengthened our communications, ability to engage in conflict in healthy ways, developed our governance and administrative systems, and have strong staff and lay leadership. And so it is with a very full heart that I share with you that I have been named the ministerial candidate for the UU Congregation of Santa Monica, California. I'll be in Los Angeles from April 18th through the 26th for candidating week. Then, pending a successful vote to call me as UUSM's minister, my mom and I will be moving there in July. It is hard to be leaving UUS. I love you, and I love the wonderful shared ministry that we've created. This congregation and this ministry are so meaningful to me, and I will miss you. At the same time, moving to Los Angeles will be very good for my family. It will allow us to be closer to my younger sister's family and other community supports. I will miss this community, and I'm excited to see how you grow in the coming years. I won't be leaving until early July, so over the next 3 months, there will be many opportunities to reflect on what we've created together and to say our goodbyes. I'll be sharing more about that, and UUS's president, Sarah Ross, will be sharing more about next steps for this congregation in an email that we'll be sending out this afternoon. There are so many ways that UUS wants to continue to grow missionally, but it's so important to notice how, even with that desire to grow more, to share UUS's liberatory message and welcome more people, UUS is doing that from a place where this congregation is already thriving and vibrant. Again, I'm so grateful for the ministry we've created together. I know that UUS will continue to be a beacon of liberal faith and inclusion in the years to come. Thank you for the opportunity to be your minister.
Please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. All these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again.
Dear ones, as you go out into the world this day and this week, go seeking and embracing the power and possibility of transformation in our individual and collective lives. Go in peace, love, and justice, living love ever more fully and ever more fiercely into this world. Amen, and blessed be.